The family of 20-year-old Keyshawn Thomas wants answers after police say he was found dead in a cell hours after being arrested. Our Katie Crowther live at Police District 5 with what we know. Katie.
Let me just break this down to you guys, man, because a lot of you guys don't understand this. Dying in police custody does not mean that you were killed by the police. You got a lot of sisters running around talking about Sandra Bland. Oh, Sandra Bland, when they talk about, you know, the BLM movement and all the people killed by police or whatever, for whatever reason. Whatever you want to say about those people, they were actually killed by police, whether it was warranted or whether you think it was unwarranted. But Sandra Bland, she hung herself. She offed herself. And a lot of people use that as a case of, you know, police violence when, and I did a video on that, so make sure you just, I put the video in a pinned comment in the chat where I went over her whole history. She was a wild girl. Dozens and dozens of police of arrests. She wasn't who they trying to make her out to be. But the reason I'm talking about Sandra Bland is because people die in police custody. People die everywhere. Okay? People die. And we don't know when we're going to die. No one knows when they're going to die. Sometimes people die in jail. For instance, every single time I was arrested and went down to Central Cell Block in D.C., that's where they hold you. After you go to your precinct, whatever cops arrest you in whatever precinct, they take you to that precinct, and then that night they then transfer you over to Central Cell Block, which is underneath the courthouse. So then, whether it's the next day or that Monday, depending on when you get arrested, you can go to court straight from Central Cell Block. And they got, you know, a bunch of cells. It's two-man cells, just like any other place. And every time I've been down there, some fool has been yelling and screaming and banging on the bars and banging on the bunk beds or doing something crazy. And then the guards got to come over there. And then next thing you know, when the guards go in there to get him, he's fighting with him. And it takes like 5-6 guards to hold him down and subdue him. People, listen, people can die in police custody, man. It happens. It does not mean that the police killed them. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Family of 20-year-old Keyshawn Thomas wants answers after police say he was found dead in a cell hours after being arrested. Our Katie Crowther live at Police District 5 with what we know. Katie.
Carol, 16 hours. That's the amount of time that passed between Keyshawn Thomas being arrested and him being pronounced dead while in custody here at Police District 5.
I need answers because that was my son.
Markeisha Evans was surprised when 2 police detectives showed up at her home saying they needed to talk to her about Keyshawn.
He said, well, I just want to let you know he's deceased. Huh?
She says she's been given no other details. According to investigators, Keyshawn was stopped near 22nd and Capitol for a traffic violation around 1:55 a.m. Wednesday. There was a warrant out for him tied to other traffic violations, so he was arrested and taken to District 5.
Just break that down. There was a warrant for him tied to other traffic violations. So he had traffic violations. He was given a court appearance. He didn't appear in court, so they put a warrant out on him. When you don't go to your court date, you get a warrant. Whether you're a glacier glider, an ombrito, a crouching tiger, your name. You're just a name on the docket. When you don't appear for court, they give you a warrant, a bench warrant. It's called a bench warrant. And then whenever there's police contact with you and they ask you for your ID and they run your name, that will come up, and then they'll lock you up. So he missed the court date, obviously.
According to investigators, Keyshawn was stopped near 22nd and Capitol for a traffic violation around 1:55 a.m. Wednesday. There was a warrant out for him tied to other traffic violations, so he was arrested and taken to District 5. At 6:19 Wednesday evening, he was pronounced dead inside a District 5 holding cell.
District 5 bookers conducted multiple cell checks, and at approximately 5:53 p.m., a District 5 booker observed the individual in need of medical attention. Officers provided life-saving measures until relieved by the Milwaukee Fire Department. Ultimately, the individual was pronounced deceased.
According to MPD's standard operating procedure, bookers are required to conduct visual cell block checks a minimum of 4 times an hour. During those checks, they're required to ensure the prisoner is present and has no apparent physical problems. And shift commanders are required to physically enter cells and conduct a visual check at least once per shift.
Let me just tell you right now that none of that happens. You're in a holding cell. You waiting to go to court the next day, or if you get arrested on a Friday, many times you can see the magistrate on Saturday, but if they don't let you see the magistrate on Saturday, you have to wait till Monday. So you're in that same holding cell, and you don't get to go out. It's not like you get to take a walk or anything. Like you will get to rec. There's no yard. There's no rec room in these places. You're in that cell. So a lot of times guys go stir crazy, as I mentioned earlier. But they start screaming and yelling because it's just the way to get out. Like, if the guards come in, they got to extract you. At least you get to get out of that cell. But here's my thing. 4 times an hour? No. You lucky if overnight they bring you some juice or they bring you a sandwich, bologna sandwich. Just bologna and bread. And that's the best bologna and bread sandwich you ever had in your life. And they give you a cup. You got a cup, and you get to get your Kool-Aid. They come out with a jug of Kool-Aid, and then you just stick your cup out between the bars, and they fill your cup up. And that happens about 3 times a day. And maybe you'll see another guard come walk down the corridor. Couple more times a day, but mostly it's just they're not checking on you 4 times an hour. That's ridiculous, man. I know that's what they say, but come on, man. That's not happening. And the shift commander is not entering your cell once a shift. That's 3 times a day. If you're in there, like if you in there all day, that's 3 times a day, 8-hour shifts. A shift commander is going to come inside of your cell and do a visual. It don't work like that. These are just these are procedures and whatnot. It don't work like that. They throw you in a cell and nobody ever dies except for every once in a blue moon. This was Milwaukee. There's a jail in every city. There's probably 20,000 jails or, holding cells in this country. This guy died. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Keyshawn's girlfriend and the mother of his 5-month-old baby girl says she spoke to him right before he was taken into custody. She says she spent hours Wednesday trying to get information on him and didn't find out he was dead until 9 p.m.
I'm like, did he get released because he's still not on a booking site? And they said it was still an ongoing investigation.
As Keyshawn's death is investigated, his family is left saving photos and videos of him for his little girl. This, the last message he sent.
I love you.
Now, 3 officers are on administrative duty pending the investigation into this, which is being led by the Waukesha Police Department. Reporting live from Police District 5, Katie Crowther, TMJ4 News.
Our 20-year-old Keyshawn Thomas speaking at a vigil just moments ago, being held outside the District 5 headquarters of the Milwaukee Police Department. That's where her son died last Wednesday while in police custody. Also today, the family has identified the man suspected of opening fire in the lobby of District 5 on Friday. Bruce Harrison is there live to explain the connection of that incident to the death investigation of Keyshawn Thomas. Bruce.
Carol, that's right. We spoke with the family of a man named Darian Parker Bell, and his mother told us that he came to District 5 after the death of Keyshawn Thomas. He walked into the lobby of this station right here and opened fire on officers, she says, with the full expectation of dying in the building, just like his friend had died here days before. The morning of the shooting, Darian Parker Bell's mom, Lisa Bell, says his company sent him home from work. She says he wasn't himself.
Like I said, I knew he really took it real hard. So
Took his friend's death.
death real hard.
His friend, Keyshawn Thomas. Last Wednesday, Milwaukee police found Thomas dead inside a cell in District 5 police station. Waukesha police are now conducting an independent investigation. Ms. Bell says Thomas's death and the recent deaths of several family members pushed her son too far. If you had a chance to speak to him before doing it, what would you have told him, Ms. Bell?
You couldn't deal with stuff on your own. Let the police, the criminal justice, whoever, whatever, deal with it. You can't take matters in your own hand.
Bell.
She's taking it really well, man. This guy, Darian Bell, he was upset that his friend, Keyshawn Thomas, was, as we'd say in the community, killed, because that's what they're going to say. He was killed, regardless of what the autopsy says, regardless of what the evidence says. He died in jail. The police killed him. And that's sad, man, because, I mean, what if he died of something? Wouldn't that be important to know if he died of something? Wouldn't the truth, I mean, if they killed him, like, okay, over he had some bench warrants for traffic, and that's the one guy in Waukesha they killed. They didn't kill the guy who ran over the dancing grannies. They didn't kill him. They didn't kill the guy who ran over the dancing grannies and ran over a bunch of kids at a parade in Waukesha. He didn't have a scratch on him on his mugshot or in his court appearances. Nothing, not a limp, not a bruise, nothing. He a red dude, so you would have seen it. He didn't have a scratch or a lump or a bruise on him. But they gonna kill Keyshawn for some a bench warrant because he missed a court date for some traffic tickets. Makes sense. So now his buddy was upset about it and went there and shot up the police. Did he know that the police, which police, was he trying to kill the police that were there the night Keyshawn got? He was just trying to kill any police. He's a bad guy. This brother's a bad guy. He was going to go in there and just kill any police officer that was there whenever he went there. So whoever was there when he went there, they were going to get it because his friend died in police custody. It didn't have to be. It could have been somebody who'd been on vacation for a month and just getting back that day. It could be somebody who never worked that shift. They always worked the morning shift or the night shift. They never worked the shift that his buddy died. And it could be people who wasn't there that the day his buddy died. It could be he was just going to go there and kill some people because his friend died.
Well,
you couldn't deal with stuff on your own. Let the police, the criminal justice, whoever, whatever, deal with it. You can't take matters in your own hand.
Bell agrees with her son, sister, and uncle that he didn't expect to make it out alive.
Sitting there, I think he just went in there
I think
just
he wanted to die.
yeah, it's
think
a
he really wanted to
suicide
die.
mission. Yeah, like
He knew 'cause
who
he
goes
knew-
in the police station
he knew
to
that was
do
gonna
that?
kill him.
Yeah, that's why he wanted them to shoot at him.
He wanted to go with his friend.
The police is so deadly and so bad. They'll kill your friend because they picked them up for a bench warrant for some parking tickets. But you go in there and shoot a bunch of them and you don't die. You see the irony in that? I know they don't, but it's very ironic to me.
Was in the police station.
He knew they was gonna kill him.
Yeah, that's why he wanted them to shoot at him.
He wanted to go with his friend.
Police chased Parker Bell from the station, shooting and injuring him just up the road. No officers were injured.
And it is a blessing he didn't hit the police, because, it would have made matters worse. So we are happy that didn't happen. Nobody got injured.
Yes.
And he's alive, so we got him still. So, that's a blessing.
And Carol, Parker Bell's family also tells us that he's in stable condition in the hospital, but at this point they have yet to speak with him to hear directly from him what happened right here inside the District 5 lobby. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Bruce Harrison, TMJ4 News.
Yeah, he is very lucky to be still alive. Bruce, thank you very much.
Okay, so let's learn a little bit about our shooting suspect, our Milwaukee Police District 5 shooting suspect, Darian Parker Bell. Although police have stopped short of specifying a motive officially, Parker Bell's social media posts show that he was very angry about the death of Keyshawn Thomas in police custody at District 5. Parker Bell posted repeatedly about Thomas's death in the hours and days before the shooting, and is in photographs with him. In one recent post he wrote, "My effing brother," with a broken heart emoji. 2 days ago he wrote, "I love you, Keyshawn. However, a family spokesperson told Wisconsin right now that the Thomas family does not know who Parker Bell is." It denies he is a relative. Listen, man, I got friends like that don't know my mama, don't know my family like that. We just friends. And I ain't talking about internet friends. I'm talking about real life friends. Like when I was an adult, even friends from school, they just don't. You good friends. They just don't. They don't know your family like that. Got some friends like that. I mean, that's not uncommon. That doesn't mean that they weren't as tight as, he says they were. Because you could have friends. You got buddies. You hang out. You got buddies you go to the club. You got buddies you hustle on the block with. You got buddies you just hang out with, in the street or whatever, You got buddies you play the game with, and they don't know all your family. You might not live with your family. You might be grown, got your own apartment or whatnot when you meet them or whatnot. But I mean, I can understand that. It's just funny. They like, we don't know this dude. We don't know that cat. Just hours before shooting, Darian Parker Bell, Darian Parker Bell shared a news story about Keyshawn's death on his Facebook page, writing, "Countdown start now." Oh, man. Wisconsin right now has learned that Parker Bell has a criminal conviction for endangering safety with a dangerous weapon, a misdemeanor from 2019. He was sentenced by Judge Corey Ashley to 40 days in the House of Correction. He says on LinkedIn that he works at a submarine shop. The court records say court will allow expungement upon successful completion of 75 hours of community service and new law violations in 12 months. So that's very important. In 2019, he was charged with endangering the safety of a dangerous weapon and sentenced to 40 days. What did he do to get those 40 days and that misdemeanor for endangering safety with a dangerous weapon? Well,
Nicole Tynan was between visits back and forth to the hospital when she sat down with us graciously tonight. She reflected over the past 7 days and the night she almost lost her daughter, if not for one of her other children.
You're a rock star.
Ardarius Russell is the big brother many wish they had, even if he is only 11. Playing with his little sister last week, Ardarius saw 8-year-old Elena hit the floor and called out for his mom. She first thought it was part of a game.
I'm just like saying it over, like, no, tell me what really happened. And he's like, and he started shaking and he's like, Mom, I don't know. There was powder, the white stuff came from the wall. And, I think she's been shot, Mom. Like,
the white stuff came from the wall. This is the world these kids live in the stand. I don't know what happened, Mom. The white stuff just came from the wall.
There was powder, the white stuff came from the wall, and, I think she's been shot, Mom. Like, you need to call 911. And
Ardarius dialed 911 and gave his mom the phone. Medics were able to save Elena, but that night still plays in their mother's mind.
1 minute you're just playing in your living room, being a normal kid, and then the next minute you're shot, and you're on the ground talking about, I don't want to die.
Investigators told Nicole Tynan a neighbor was playing with a gun. And this week, prosecutors charged Darion Parker Bell with endangering safety and the dangerous use of a weapon. And while Elena continues to heal, this mother is just proud of her little hero. Quite the title to hold when you're still just a kid.
How do you feel about everything?
Sad and angry.
At night, though, when it's all quiet and alone, it's really hard to deal with the fact that I could have lost my child.
So scary for that family. Derek, how is Elena doing?
Okay, so our shooter, Darion Parker Bell, he got 40 days in a misdemeanor, and it will be expunged from his record. I guess it has been expunged because this happened in 2019. After 12 months, it would be expunged from his record. For playing with a gun and shooting a little girl in the stomach who lived next door through the wall. He got 40 days, and it's not even on his record. You could, if you're a job or a sister about to date this guy and you want to go to check his background, it ain't even gonna come up that he shot an 8-year-old girl. So this is a success story, man. Why is this brother so mad? You notice that too with the Stanians. They're so upset at the system. But had this happened in the village, the chief would have said off with his head. I promise you. Chief would have said, go get some gasoline and a tire. But here in this country, he got 40 days in jail for being reckless, playing with a gun. The gun goes off, goes through the wall, shoots a girl next door or down the street, whatever. 40 days in jail in expungement from his record after 12 months. This guy he should love the system. He should love the penal system in this country.